Have you ever received an email that looked like it came from Microsoft, your bank, or even your own company, but something did not quite add up? According to industry reports, more than 3.4 billion phishing emails are sent every single day. Phishing emails are responsible for over 90% of cyber attacks. Before we move any further, let's clarify a couple of terms that you have probably heard before. Spoofing and phishing. Spoofing means pretending to be someone else. Phishing means tricking someone to do something that they would not do otherwise. A common example of a phishing email is when an attacker sends you an email pretending to be from your bank, asking you to log into your online banking account. These emails are usually designed to create urgency. Maybe they say your account has been locked, or there's suspicious activity, something that makes you panic and act quickly without thinking. When you click the link, it does not take you to the real website. Instead, it takes you to a fake website that looks almost identical to the real one. And the moment you enter your username and password, your credentials are stolen, and you already know what will happen next. Now, flip the perspective for 1 second. Imagine you are the owner of that bank. Today, we are going to talk about how you can significantly reduce attackers spoofing your business domain and, more importantly, protect your customers from falling victim to phishing emails. SPF stands for Sender Policy Framework. The easiest way to understand SPF is to imagine a guest list at a club. Your domain publishes a list that says, "These are the mail servers allowed to send email on my behalf." If a server is not on that list, it is not trusted. SPF works using DNS records. Your domain publishes an SPF record that looks something like this. It means that this domain allows Microsoft 365 and Google to send emails on behalf of this domain. When an email arrives, the receiving server checks the sender's domain. It looks up the SPF record in DNS. It checks if the sending IP is allowed. If yes, SPF passes. If no, SPF fails. SPF helps prevent domain spoofing, fake from addresses, unauthorized mail servers. SPF has limitations. SPF only checks where the email came from, not what happened to it. Also, SPF breaks when emails are forwarded. SPF does not protect the email content. SPF alone is not enough. That is why we need DKIM. DKIM stands for Domain Keys Identified Mail. Think of DKIM like a tamper-proof seal on an envelope. It proves two things. The email really came from the domain it claims. The email was not modified in transit. DKIM uses cryptography, but don't worry, here's the basic workflow. Your email server adds a digital signature to every outgoing email. That signature is created using a private key. The public key is published in DNS. The receiving server checks the signature using the public key. If the signature matches, DKIM passes. If the email was changed in transit, DKIM will fail. DKIM protects against message tampering, man-in-the-middle attacks, content modification. Even if the email is forwarded, DKIM still works. But DKIM alone still does not tell the receiving server what to do if something fails. That's where DMARC comes in. DMARC stands for Domain-Based Message Authentication, Reporting and Conformance. I know it's a long name, but the concept is simple and straightforward. DMARC tells receiving servers which checks to use, SPF and DKIM, what to do if they fail, and where to send the DMARC reports. Think of DMARC as the policy enforcer. DMARC sits on top of SPF and DKIM. You publish a DMARC record saying if SPF or DKIM fails, do this. You can choose 3 options. You have to start with none, which is the monitoring phase. The second stage will be quarantine. That means you're telling the receiving server, send this email to your spam. Last option is reject, which is the best option to have. It is telling the receiving server, block the email completely if SPF or DKIM fails. One of the most powerful features of DMARC is reporting. DMARC sends you reports about who is sending emails on behalf of your domain, which servers pass or fail SPF and DKIM, and any potential spoofing attempts. This gives you visibility and control. But bear in mind, these reports are sent in XML format. So you typically need to sign up for a DMARC reporting tool like Demarcian or EasyDMARC. Here's the big picture. SPF answers, is this server allowed to send email for this domain? DKIM answers, was this email modified after it was sent? DMARC answers, what should we do if SPF or DKIM fails? Together, they protect your brand, reduce phishing, improve email deliverability. If you manage a domain or work in IT, here are some best practices. Always configure SPF, DKIM and DMARC. Start DMARC with the monitoring mode. Review DMARC reports regularly. Move to quarantine, and then finally aim to go to reject. Keep your DNS records clean and up to date. Email security is not optional anymore. It is essential. That is it for this video, guys. I hope you learned something new. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, take care and have a good day.